Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is going to be our fourth and final video on using graphical user interfaces to design an app. So the first several lines of code are going to be familiar from the second video. We're going to import tkinter, and something new is we're going to import pickle. We're going to create a window, going to specify its geometry, give it a title, a minimum size. We're going to create a frame called header, place it on a grid, and give it a label. And then we're going to do the same thing with the center and with the bottom. Then within the frame center, we're going to create three frames called frame main 1, frame main 2, and frame main 3. And we're going to give those labels island, body mass, and Coleman. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create some variables where var1 is going to be a tk.stringvar variable, like a tkinter string. And we're going to give an entry for this where it's going to be a drop-down menu, Torgerson, Bisco, or Dream. And the other two entries are just going to be entries, tk.entries, for the mass and the Coleman length. Now we want to incorporate machine learning into all of this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say t is equal to pickle.load, open model.p, and we're going to read with RB. Then we're going to have a couple of dictionaries for encoding and decoding the islands and the species. Bisco goes to 0, Dream goes to 1, Torgerson goes to 2, 0 goes to Adelaide, 1 goes to Chinstrap, and 2 goes to Gentoo. Now, the following function is going to be most of the hard work. What we're going to do is we're going to create an answer variable, which is going to be a string var. And we're going to specify this using a make prediction procedure, where we're going to have data, which is going to be in the form of a list. And then we're going to have a y prediction, which is going to be a list of length 1. We're going to take the first entry of that list of length 1 and then translate it into a species using the species dict. Then we're going to report the answer as a string of you might be a ypred penguin, and then set answer var equal to ants. A few things which are worth noting here is inside of this list is the first variable. What we do is we take var1 and we use the get method to get a string, which is going to be the name of the island. And then we convert it to a number using the island dict. For the second two, which are numerical in nature, we're going to convert manually to a float, which is the proper data type for training our model. Lastly, we want to make y prediction. We don't just take t.predict of x, because that's going to be 0, 1, or 2. We use species dict to translate this into being Adelaide, Chinstrap, or Gentoo. In order to use this function, we're going to create a run button. Button run is a tk.button. And the command for that it's going to be is make prediction, which means that when you press the button, it's going to execute the procedure make prediction. We're also going to place it on a grid. And we're going to create an answer label similar to what we saw last time, which is going to be placed below all of the other stuff. So with that, we can go ahead and run our code, and we're going to have a somewhat decent looking app, at least relatively speaking. So let's specify that this model is going to be, this penguin's on Bisco, has a mass of 4,000. And a Coleman length of 45. You might be a Gentoo penguin, but then we can change it and say Torgerson. And now it thinks you might be an Adelaide penguin. And we could keep playing with this as much as we like. So there's a lot more you could do on this to really make your app look a lot better and be more sophisticated. But what I really do want to illustrate in this brief segue into tkinter is that this is probably like more of the real workflow on how software is developed for instance, for your smartphone, is that there's probably a lot of predictive models that are trained elsewhere. And then when they actually code things up on your phone, somebody uses this model using pickling and then develops the app. So that's it for a brief segue into TK-Inter. Thank you for watching.